Okay, so we're going to sign the song Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. First, I'm going to go through all the reindeer, okay? So the sign for you and then know, you take your hand, palm up and touch your head like you know everything. So you know Dasher, he's so fast. He's out of there. So put your two hands together and he's out of there. Dasher, Dancer, two fingers, that's your feet. Dancer, Prancer, he's gonna jump and prance around. Prancer, Vixen, Vixen. Comet is the sign for stars. Two fingers up and you just brush past them. Comet, Cupid, sweetheart, over your heart. Cupid, Donner for thunder. Point to your ear like you hear that thunder. Make it like a loud drum. And Blixen, like lightning, Blixen. But do you recall is the same sign for no. The most famous, you take two fingers, put them by your smile, make them famous. Famous reindeer of all. The sign for all is one hand is here. You take the other hand, circle it, and put it in front. So of all. The most famous reindeer of all. Okay, so Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Rudolph, point to your nose. That's his name because he's got a red nose. Rudolph, red, point to your lips. The red, point back to your nose. Nose, reindeer. Had a very shiny nose. You can do it two ways. This is how I do it. I take my two middle fingers and I make that nose glow. But you can do it with just your two index fingers and that might be easier with little kids. So, had a very shiny nose. And if you ever saw it, this is the word for saw or see, you're gonna pull that eyeball down like, oh, I saw that. And if you ever saw it, you would even say, it glows. All of the other reindeer, you're gonna point to the other reindeer with like a thumbs up sign. All of the other reindeer, point to them. Used to laugh and call him names, just start laughing, ah ha ha, point to it, point to him and pick on him. On Rudolph, used to call him names. Two fingers like this for the word name, and you tap it, name. They never, kind of like a question mark, but you just go halfway. They never let, two hands up like this, let, poor Rudolph, again, I use my middle fingers. You can use your index fingers, but you go pour like you're stroking him. Poor Rudolph. Join. See how I'm gonna join in this hand? Join in any reindeer. Game is two thumbs up. Click your hands together. Games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, you're gonna create the fog. So you're gonna go like all this fog around you. Then one foggy Christmas is a big C. Got that? Make an arc. Christmas Eve. This is the word for night. Christmas Eve. So then one foggy Christmas Eve. There's a sign for Santa. Make his beard. Santa, here he comes. Came to, see how I did that? That's just one person. Santa came to say, make it fun. Ho, ho, ho. Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you? This is the future. So like, won't you? One hand, won't you? Grab a hold of it and guide it. Guide my, now let's switch it into a sled. There's the skis on the bottom. Sled to night is the sign for now. And again, night. Kind of like we did Christmas Eve, but it's to night. See that Y? Pull it down. To night. Then how the reindeer loved him. Point to those other reindeer. Then how those reindeer, they loved him. You shouted out with glee. I just do the sign for happy, and then I celebrate. So they're happy, and they're celebrating. You might even go, woohoo, whatever you want to do like that right there. Let me think for a second. They shout out with glee, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. You'll go down in history. So Rudolph, the red, point to your lips again, nose, reindeer, you'll go down in history. Just sign his name, like in the books. His name's signed in the books. Okay, so let's go ahead and sing it. You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer, Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say, "Ha, it glows." All of the other reindeer who used to laugh and call him names, they never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, "Ho, ho, ho, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight?" Then how the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee, "Yippee! Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history." Merry Christmas.